Hi everybody, and welcome to the Strength Yoga and Freedom YouTube channel and to this amazing restorative self-care practice. Now when this video is coming out, it's right around the holiday time, and it's such a great time for us to pause and do some restoration, much like our cats or our pets teach us. This is Dylan, who is now 1 year old. If you remember, those of you that have been watching this for a while, he premiered on this channel as a little kitten. Now he's a big boy now. So maybe he'll join us with some restorative yoga today. Now, other than in your pets, if you'd like to have some other props, we're going to use some today. You can have blocks. You can have pillows. I have some extras here. You can have blankets. I have a few extra just in case I need them. We're going to begin lying on our backs. So Dylan, I'm going to have to ask you to slide over, bub. And we're going to begin to lie. We're going to begin with lying on our backs. So what I invite you to do is take a little pillow. You can even roll up a blanket if you like. We're going to use this underneath our knees. So if you want to roll up a blanket so it looks like this, a little roll, you can put it underneath your knees and maybe take a pillow for underneath your head, the back of your head. So come to a nice position laying down where you support your knees and you support the back of your neck with a pillow in any way that feels good. This is restorative yoga, so we're all about feeling good in this practice. This is not a power practice where we're using muscle, and it is also not a yin practice where we're focusing on the joints and the connective tissues and doing some work that way. We are really focused on releasing things in this practice here. So that means we're using these props to restore and to get some good self-care. For the next half hour, 35 minutes or so, allow yourself to melt into the mat. Allow your shoulder blades. Maybe you need to do a little shimmying to pull your shoulder blades in closer together. Your feet might splay out wide as they are supported by a bolster or the blanket or a pillow underneath your knees. Just soften into the mat. The props should carry and absorb your weight, the weight of your body, through this practice. Restorative yoga is a very still and passive practice. It is common to fall asleep in this practice, but I would really encourage you, if you can, to try to stay as awake as you can, because it allows your nervous system to practice being calm while you are awake. So that's the big thing with restorative yoga, is nervous system, calming the nervous system. So relax. If you hear noises or you hear people in your house or wherever you're at practicing this, try to allow that to be in the distance. If you have pets and they're near you, or they're coming up and they're touching you or brushing you or licking you, let it happen. Just relax into the mat. Part of yoga is concentration, meditation. And so when other stimulus happen, it's okay to just let them pass. Try not to let it interrupt you. Good. Maybe you still feel like you're arriving onto your mat, meeting the earth. It's normal to feel chilly sometimes with Restorative, that's why I have an extra blanket here, because sometimes I like to cover up in these poses. You're welcome to do that. You're welcome to get up and grab a blanket and come back down and just ease your way back into these poses. And of course, if anything does not feel good, you can release it. Anytime you just lay flat down on the mat in a shavasana or lie down on your belly. Restorative yoga, we hold the poses for a lot longer than any other yoga practice, simply because we are trying to calm the nervous system. Good, everybody. Slowly begin to make some movements. Your feet, your hands. Slide the soles of your feet to the earth. And then if you have a blanket or a block or a bolster or pillow underneath your knees, remove it. Just do a little light windshield wipers with your legs, just to kind of bring some awareness back into your physical body. The next, we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So we're going to stay right where we are. The only difference is we're going to lift up our hips and place a prop underneath our low back. Now, I suggest in a restorative practice to place maybe the same blanket or pillow you have on your knees on your low back. Now, once you place that on your low back, try to get the level that feels good. So if you're doing a block, here's my blocks. I'm getting really into the practice too and forgetting where things are. If you have a block, I suggest you use it on the lowest level. So we're on if you want to look at your screen, we're on this level. We're not at the second height and we're not at the third height. We're on level 1 here. So you may want to place that block underneath your low back there like that. Or if you have something that resembles a yoga block, like a book or maybe an empty DVD set box, you could place that underneath there so you don't crush your DVDs. You can place a pillow if it's thin, a little blanket like I have here. Just something really comfortable. Get yourself nice and comfortable, but your feet this time are on the mat, so they're not extended forward. We're going to keep the feet on the mat. We're going to allow the shoulders to relax. We're going to allow the feet to be heavy. We're going to allow the tailbone to sink in to whatever prop you have underneath your low back. Now, if you have none of those props and you're just chilling out with your low back on the floor, that's totally okay as well. You're still getting a slight back bend in this position, just by the way our spines are constructed. But it does give you a little bit of an effect when you lift up that low back onto something, even if it's a real thin blanket or a little pillow. Move into some quiet and some stillness. Let yourself be. Clear your mind. Focus on just that soft breath flowing in and out of your body. No need to worry about what's coming up later in your day or tonight. None of that's here yet. We're here in the present. Soften. Get heavy. Be. Good, everybody. We're going to slowly transition out of this pose. I suggest you lift your hips off of the prop and remove your prop so that you're able to hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe make a couple rocks side to side. And then we're going to rock forward and back, coming up into a seat so we can set up our next pose. So our next pose requires a few pillows. So if you have a couple pillows around, grab onto them. I like to take 2 pillows. So I make like a little recliner like this. You can even take a block if you have a block and place a pillow on top of a block to make a recliner. But allow yourself to make some type of a little recliner. And it doesn't have to be super diagonal, right? You can have it to where it's flat as well, because your torso is going to land on this. So you just might want that little bit of a reclined position for comfort, right? We're looking for comfort here. So the first step with this pose is we're going to bring our left hip to the bottom of your pillow, your little reclined setup that you have here. So stack your knees and then turn and face the recliner, these reclined pillows, with your torso, face it, and lay down on the recliner with your whole upper body, leaving your legs in a little bit of a twist position. I suggest maybe putting your left ear down onto the pillows or whatever you're reclining on. You can also stretch your right leg long and leave your left knee in. You can stretch your left leg long and leave your right knee in. If you do that, you might put a little bit of pressure on your left hip. That's okay. You determine what's comfortable, so fidget around. Get it to where you're nice and comfortable and let the recline pillows or block, whatever it is, let it support you. Your leg variation is totally up to you. And release. Let it all go. Relax your fingers and hands. Relax your feet, your toes, your heels, your knees. Good, everybody. Get heavy into the props. As we take our last breaths in this pose, just stay heavy. Now, to get out of this pose, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and lift your way up to a seat. Now, I'm going to move my props so that you're able to see me, but you're going to turn and face your props, and we're going to take the opposite side. So instead of where we folded down where the knees were on the right, the knees are now going to go onto the left. So they're going to be on your left, and we're going to face the other direction. So take a moment to get yourself all organized here, taking your right hip against the props, the bottom of your recliner. And we're going to slowly lower our way back down. Now this time you might have your right ear coming down. press your way back up. Pause for a moment in an upright seat. Just pause. Notice how calm you feel. Notice how your nervous system has come down several notches. Feels good. We're going to come and set up our final pose of Shavasana, but before we do that, we're going to take just a couple spinal twists just to allow the spine to absorb everything that we've done. It's a beautiful way to end our practices. So come down onto your back and allow your knees to fall over to the right side. You can take your arms out like wings and just start to envelop that entire practice of relaxation. Still feeling some of the poses echoing into your body. And then bring your knees to the center and to the opposite side for a spinal twist to the left. Come back to center. And this is where you really get your props squared away for your final Shavasana. Make it a really comfortable one. I'm going to cover up with the blanket. If you want to cover up, go for it. You might feel a little cold, and that's okay. That's normal. Let your Shavasana be ultimate relaxation for you. Dylan's going to take a Shavasana with us, it looks like. Settle everything down into your mat. Relax all your muscles. Close your eyes gently if you feel good with doing that. Relax your brow, your jaw, shoulders. And slowly slide into Shavasana. Bring your awareness back to the space that you're in. Maybe take some rocks of your head or some rolls of your ankles, wrists. If you do not want to come out of this Shavasana, you're welcome to stay as long as you like. We'll make our way onto our side. And then up to a nice, easy seated position. Bringing the hands into the heart center and bowing the chin to the fingertips in gratitude. Offering everything up that no longer serves us as we are refreshed after this practice. Thumb knuckles up to the third eye center. We bow together with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me for this amazing restorative practice. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your holiday season and a wonderful new year. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button or giving that video a thumbs up. It really does help get this practice out to more people. It also gives you an opportunity to be aware of when new podcast episodes come out, new yoga classes come out on this channel, all for improving our lives one day at a time. So we'll see you all next time right here on the Strength, Yoga, and Freedom YouTube channel. Bye for now.